Good evening. I'm Chanel Vehicle Title Expert. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and thank you in advance for subscribing. So, before I get into tonight's segment, I'm going to do a brief recap on Monday's segment pertaining to the 6 mistakes of mechanic storage liens. That segment was mainly for auto repair, vehicle storage, and tow companies. Tonight's segment, on the other hand, is going to be about buyer beware when it comes to mechanic storage lien purchases. So, this segment here is going to be for you, the buyer or the consumer. I am not discouraging anyone from making purchases from mechanic storage lien sales. That's not the focal point of this video. What I want you guys to do is to be aware or listen out for the conversation or the wording that the mechanic, vehicle storage, or tow company will communicate with you, the buyer, and the documentation or lack thereof, when it comes to making this purchase. That's my only focal point with this segment. Okay. So, with that being said, let me start off by saying that not all repair shops or vehicle storage or tow companies know about the mechanic storage lien process. Okay. So, with that being said, these individuals, the ones that do not know, they may not be trying to defraud you on purpose. So, they're going to make mistakes. It's not excusable, but there's a possibility that they could, not give you what's required due to error or them not knowing. Okay, so you have that one part of the coin. The other part is there are auto repair companies, tow companies, vehicle storage companies that will defraud you on purpose. They know about the process, but for whatever reason, a lot of times it's time and money that they do not want to put into the process. They just want to get the vehicle out of their hair and get compensated quickly. So they know about it, they just don't want to be bothered, okay? And they don't care if they defraud you or not. So keep those two in mind. Moving forward, when it comes to you, the buyer, trying to make or deciding to make that purchase from a mechanic storage link sale, you will want to listen to the conversation that the mechanic storage lien holder will share with you. Okay. As an example, you may hear things such as, I repaired the vehicle, I can't locate the owner, but I need to sell the vehicle. It's been sitting here for a while. I'm going to sell it to you very cheap for X amount of dollars. If you hear that, it's basically an indication that the mechanic storage lien holder did not go through the mechanic storage lien process or didn't follow through at all or fully. Okay. Another thing you may hear is they've made arrangements with the vehicle owner. The vehicle owner, didn't give them the title or didn't follow what they're supposed to do, with the process, so they don't have anything to give you. Okay. If you hear that, that's also an indication that they did not, go through the mechanic storage lien process, like they're supposed to. Because even if they were in touch with the vehicle owner at some point, if the vehicle owner didn't go through their part of the deal, then they still could have, done the mechanic storage lien process. But for whatever reason, they chose not to do that. Okay. Now, when it comes to the outcome of a mechanic storage lien, assuming the vehicle owner did not pay the mechanic storage lien holder, then that filer will either get the completed paperwork packet that they can give to you, the buyer, and you in turn go to DMV and get the title for the vehicle, or they will give you a title for the vehicle. Okay. The title might be in the mechanic's name, and then in turn, they will sign that title over to you. So it will usually play out in one of the two, either that title packet or that title from the mechanic. And in either case, you'll go to DMV. assuming that the documents are good, there's no fraudulent activity, no mistakes, nothing like that, you'll walk away with your title for that vehicle. That's the normal outcome of the mechanic storage lien. Okay. Let me also add, when it comes to the documents you will be receiving, you might receive a bill of sale only for the mechanic. And let me share that the bill of sale alone would not be sufficient. The bill of sale should be in conjunction with that title or the title packet that they would have had for the mechanic storage lien, process. Now, with the title packet, normally you will have, affidavits, you will have the repair, storage, or, uh, ticket in question for that vehicle, or any other documentation for the filing process based on that state. But a bill of sale alone would not be sufficient. Okay. And in the event you choose to, not deal with the mechanic in terms of going back and forth, and you decide to just go to DMV, empty handed, then basically you will get rejected. Okay. So if you just take the mechanic at their word and you don't get anything, that is the outcome. And DMV will not help you. They may tell you some of the ins and outs, but they're not going to really go into too much of the details because it can be a complex, situation at hand when it comes to mechanic storage liens. A lot of times, depending on your state, some red flags, if you choose to move forward and you don't have the documentation for that mechanic, red flags that you can, see during this process could be the fact that the vehicle could be stolen. The vehicle could have a salvage record. The vehicle could also have a lien holder on it or a finance company. And if there is a finance company, keep in mind that finance company always have the upper hand, to that vehicle. So in the event they find that vehicle and they have an interest in the vehicle, they can, claim and take that vehicle. So now you're out of a vehicle in the event that happens. Okay. So rather than dealing with all of that confusion and, delays of not having the title, and disappointment, I would just, deal with the mechanic up front, ask questions why they don't have, the proper mechanic storage lien paperwork or the title. Ask that up front. And if they don't have it and they give you an excuse, keep in mind, if you choose to move forward, you will have a long process of getting that title and getting rejected. You may be able to go to the courts, but it's no guarantee because, now you're a separate party. You're not the owner of the vehicle. So you will have to deal with the mechanic. Okay, so I hope these tidbits pertaining to mechanic storage lien purchases help you out tonight. If you are currently in this type of situation or you need further guidance or want to share your feedback, please drop me a line below. Please check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please click share and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to hear from you soon.